So I'm just thinking about what might be important to me and thinking about my own ageing as I come towards contemplating care in the future. I have to admit I'm quite nervous and scared about the possibility of being in a care home or even having people coming into my own home in terms of accepting me for who I am. And I think that comes from a long history as a lesbian woman experiencing some prejudice and even some quite extreme hatred when I was younger as I came out as a lesbian woman, and particularly from faith communities where originally I was very, very devout as a Christian and then found a number of experiences where I felt very judged and condemned by people from my faith background, my Christian background. So I guess what I'd be saying to a care worker, particularly a care worker who has a strong faith themselves, whether they're Jewish, Christian, Muslim or any other faith, I would need you to reassure me that you're coming from a place of genuine love and acceptance, not just a tolerance, that I need you to show me in your openness that you want to get to know me as a person. And that's about my whole identity, not just me as a lesbian. I think there's a danger that the gay label becomes very defining in itself, and actually it's only a part of me. My identity as a mum to my daughter, my identity as someone who's been in care work myself over many years, as someone who's a lover of the arts and theatre, as someone who writes poetry, who's someone who's travelled a lot all over the world, as someone who loves animals and has often been a dog or a cat owner in my life. I'd want you to be interested in all those pieces of me as a person, and to know that my love of my wife, my partner Nancy, is very core to my sense of safety. She kind of is my partner in all senses. She's my best friend, she's my soulmate, and knowing that she was accepted as an integral part of who I am and that would be welcomed if she was visiting in a care home as any husband or wife would be really important to me. And I think the faith piece for me is that my spirituality is still very, very important, and that I need to be in contact with nature often feeds my spirit, and I like to have times of being contemplative and quiet. And my spiritual life is, if you like, fed through a number of different things, and I'd need care workers to see that that wasn't about traditional religion as such, but a more broad core part of feeding my spirit. But I think the message for me with many care staff is try not to be put off by the stereotypes. I think there's an awful lot of fear for some people from faith backgrounds, particularly those people who come from countries where homosexuality is illegal or condemned, that perhaps you haven't met people who are lesbian or gay, perhaps you have some stereotypes in your mind, and it's about trying to get to know people as individuals so those fears can hopefully be erased. We're not expecting you to be totally politically correct and say all the right things. Maybe we're wanting you to be curious and to ask us, to check in with how we want to be referred to and how we want our partners to be referred to. Some people prefer the word gay, some people prefer the word lesbian, some people define as bisexual, some people have a gender identity that is different. So that we need to just be open to finding possibilities for getting to know people. And at the core of all of that is having respect and being kind. And that's really all we're asking of you. Thank you for listening.